Today marks 1122nd day sharing lessons I have learned and continue to learn with all of you. My hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help you to achieve your goals, empower you to become the person that you want to be. Today I speak about the most important topics of all when you really pursue something meaningful. That is vision and execution. Vision and execution. That means that when you pursue something, you always need to have both of them. Both of them blend together. If you have a vision, if you have a vision but you don't have execution, that means what happens? What happens when you have vision but you don't have execution? That means you will stay exactly where you're at because you don't take action. And where that leads to? Where it leads to? It leads to disappointment, leads to regret. And those are not the good places to be in. Now let's look into other direction. Let's say that you have a massive execution but you don't have vision. So that means you go to 100 different directions and you stay the same because you just don't know where you're going. So what that leads to? It leads to nothing. So that means that when we really want to pursue something, we need to have vision and execution blended together. I think that when we speak about it, we need to understand again how to set execution and how to set vision. Because when you understand that, we're able to really work very hard to make it better. Because I think that if you actually don't know how to do it, how to set your vision and how to set your execution right, we will make a lot of mistakes. So what do I mean by that? So when you set your vision, what is more important? Logic or heart and emotions? Logic or heart and emotions? Vision. What do you think? Logic or heart? So when you set your vision, the most important part is heart and emotions. So you have that 1% logic because just have some kind of sense of reality, but logic leave it away. Because I think that when we set a vision, when we start looking further our head, oh, I'm not able to do that, I'm not capable, all the things are, this is not practical, this is not realistic, and we talk ourselves out. We think ourselves out of that vision, and we do not pursue it. But when you use emotions and you ask, do I really care about this vision? Do I really care about it? Does it matter? Is it meaningful? And we have that, okay, you set the goal, set the vision based on emotion. And when you have set that vision now with that emotion, what do you need? Then you need execution. So now the question is, what do you need for execution? Do you need heart, emotions, or do you need mind and thoughts and thinking? And if you said that for execution you need thinking, that's all right. I think that's where people make mistake. People really set a vision with their mind and thinking and thoughts, and while when they're looking at execution, they use motivation, emotion. That's a massive, massive mistake. I hope that you understand that. For execution, not a motivation. For execution needs to be thinking, strategic planning. So you take all the emotions out to execute. So where's the motivation coming? Motivation coming from that having that massive vision. So when you have that vision that is emotional connected to that vision, now the strategic planning will lead that execution. So when you need that motivation, you need to connect again back to the vision. So that means that you not to be motivated to take action. You don't need to motivate to execute. You need to be motivated to achieve that vision. I hope that you understand. It's a very, very, very important topic. So it means you gather your motivation, your emotions from the vision. And when you think about execution, you execute based on strategy, plan, and really the only thoughts and making sure that you do not include any emotions whatsoever. So I would love to share like even more tips regarding really what we need to do regarding the execution and vision. And I will share like 7 small tips again, what we able to make it better, what we able to do. So number one is recognizing the balance in context dependent. So it means that we're able to understand that we might need to refine our vision based on execution. So we execute, we understand that, oh, we're moving much, much faster. And now in that my vision was just me alone. Now I'm able to really include maybe something in that vision, maybe 10x vision. So it means that we're able to refine our vision based on execution. So it means when the logic comes in, we're able to really say, okay, like My emotions was just out of understanding what's possible. So that means that sometimes thinking could be good for a refinement, because you start to realize that maybe you were setting a goal or vision that was too small. And at the same time, we need to understand that execution flexibility needs very be important as well. Because I think that sometimes we need to understand that when you execute, sometimes intuition could be important. How we set our subconscious, what kind of emotions are directing us. Now, we don't need to be governed and controlled by emotions when we're executing, but sometimes asking, what would my emotions would say with that execution? Do I really care about? Maybe there's something that I could do differently. Maybe I could change a little bit my process, just like I could align a little bit even better. So sometimes looking just once in a while, looking at how you feel about the process in general could be beneficial. Number two is emotional intelligence in execution. This is a big one. This is a big one. So many great successful people who say, like, what is the number one thing that really separates successful people from not successful people? And they always say emotional regulation, emotional intelligence. Because being able to understand that during execution, you don't need to have emotions, and emotion regulation, emotional intelligence allows you to do that, allows you to really sometimes even shut your emotions and do the thing that really moves the needle forward. And of course, when you need emotions, you take it down. When you need emotions, you use them. When you don't need emotions, you take it out. When you need it, you use it. When you don't need it, you take it out. That's what emotion regulation is all about. And being able to really being manage the stress and really have that resilience, because if we execute and we always have that enormous amount of emotions, at some point we can quit because we just don't feel like taking actions. Number three is feedback loop between vision and execution. So that means from execution back to vision. This is very, very important. What kind of challenges is coming from execution? Because it might be that we will need to adjust things. And we always need to understand that we always need to stay connected to that vision, stay connected emotionally. And I think that we always need to understand that back to vision, execute back to vision, execute back on vision. Because if we have that set vision for like 10 years, 20 years, and we do not think about that vision at all anymore, we will lose that lighthouse light where we're going. So that means that's why there's a lot of great leaders. Even Brian Tracy says that you're supposed to read your goals every single day, every single morning when you start your day, that you have in front of you what exactly you're looking to achieve. That vision in front of you, that motivation could allow you to really focus on doing the execution and making sure that you do the right thing. And I think that from the vision to execution, that means that we need to understand that both sides are very, very important. From execution back to vision, and from vision back to execution. Because if we are spending so much time in vision and really visualizing and exploring and really getting in that picture and visualizing there, we're not supposed to stay there. We say we need to come out of that vision, of that emotion, and say, like, okay, let's. I really enjoy being there in my visualization. I really enjoy. I get familiarized with that vision, but now I need to go and execute. I need to execute and execute and execute. So we can be. It's sometimes it's fun to be in that story in your mind, that and picture of you achieving all the things that you want. But we need to sometimes get back to reality and ask, what do you need to do today? What do I need to do today to really go and pursue that vision that I've set for myself? Number four is the role of self-awareness. This is very important. There are two types of people: is heart dominant individuals and mind dominant individuals. So what I mean by that? I already discussed that some people, when they create vision, they could create vision based on the mind, based on thoughts, based on strategy, based on practicality. And other people could really create a vision when they always feeling, and have the vision and create. Now that means heart dominant people will be great in creating visions, but they will not be able to execute well because they don't have practicality. While people who are very practical, they're able to really create execution well, but they're not able to create vision. So that means that we need to understand that if you are lacking vision, that means that you need to start including more emotions into your vision. But if you are lacking execution and lacking practicality, okay, let's bring strategic planning into my life. And also that means that being able to understand what kind of person you are more to practical, strategic, or you're more emotional and creative. And when you know that you need to work a little bit on the other side, of course, that allows you to really make yourself better. Number five is cultivating a dual mindset. So we understand which we are. Now we need to really develop that. That means that what do we need to develop? That means that okay, like what kind of practices could allow me to be more aware of my emotions and how I could really make them stronger, like journaling, meditation, being more present, just really working on your vision for emotions, understanding where are they and what kind of emotion do you feel and what kind of emotions that could allow you to create that vision. But now regarding the practice for if you say I'm great at creating vision, but I'm not able to really be strategic. So what that means is that we need to really work on problem solving, strategic thinking, all the tools that could allow you to become more practical. Because we need to have that dual mindset for our own sake. Number six is the role of environment. That means that when you understand that you need to have dual mindset, we are able to really create an environment that supports that. That means that when you're really working on your vision, when you're working on your vision, when you're creating that vision, it's emotional powered vision. Who do you need to surround yourself with? That means you need to find people who are very, very good with their emotions and they're able to create visions for themselves. And that means you surround your environment with visionaries that they could help you to really bring that emotion and allow you to really think about your vision as well. So it means that you're able to learn from people who are good in that. Now, if you say, okay, now I need to learn execution. So leave those people away from visionaries and now go and find people who are practical, who are great at execution, and you'll create that plan how to execute. And that means that you're not supposed to go to ask how to execute on your vision to a visionary. They will create more visions for you. But if you go to to a person, to a friend, to a mentor who says, "Okay, this is my vision. What do you feel I need to do? To what kind of practical advice do you recommend me to execute on to achieve my vision?" And that environment is very very important. So support for vision or execution friendly systems. And last one, number seven, is the long term perspective. The long term perspective. So it means what happens when you're really working on your vision. I think that when you work on your vision, what it does is it becomes a bit more clear and more clear and more clear. I love the example I mentioned so many times, and it's very, very important. When your vision is clear, you move much, much, much faster. Because, of course, if you are in the fog, you drive very slow. If you come out of the fog and a beautiful day, you move very, very fast. So vision is important, and the more you spend in understanding your experiences and how that aligns with the vision, you better you perform. And regarding the execution, so it means when you actually work on your execution, constantly work on your execution, you become smoother and smoother and smoother, and you are becoming faster and faster, faster because you know how to execute. Execution is a skill. So the more you do it, the better you will become. That's easy. So that means that's like any kind of skill. The longer you do it, the more you are intentional about developing it, the better it will become. So I hope that you reflect as well. Do you have vision at the first place? And how do you set that vision? And maybe you will find that maybe you use too much mind when creating vision. Maybe you'll say like I need to remove all those limitations because mind in the vision creates limitations, obstacles, and you stop pursuing that vision because there's too many obstacles. So when you actually remove your mind of a vision, you have that vision, and now you're just thinking, okay, I will use my mind to create strategies, plans to achieve that. And I use my mind only to achieve my goal, not to question my vision, but to ask, how can I? Because mind sometimes starts asking, can I? But when you actually have that meaningful vision and you start asking, how can I? You will find the way. And if you're not able to find the person who can find the way. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.